Today I'm adding some hangers to a few of my art pieces, and I thought I would just go over what I like to use. I know that this can be a little bit intimidating if you're brand new or if you just haven't used a D-ring with wire, picture wire before. This might be helpful. Let me go ahead and cover a couple of the tools that I like to use. The first thing is a cordless drill. I like to use a very, very small bit in it, and I have it set very shallow, so I don't have to worry about going through to the front of my artwork when I make my pilot hole. I like to use felt bumpers on the bottoms of my hanging pieces. I also have some wire cutters, a screwdriver. I have an awl to make the start of where I want the pilot holes to go. And of course, the picture wire. Um, I'll go ahead and link this in this video description. This one is nice and soft, a little bit easier to work with than some of the other ones that I've made the mistake of getting before, so I'll share this with you. And of course, you need a pencil and some kind of a ruler. And we're going to use this to mark where we want our D-ring to be. So the general rule of thumb that I use is about 1/3 of the way down. This piece is a 12-inch piece, so I'm going 4 inches down on both sides and then attaching my D-ring to the sides. I will say that for mine, this is a cradled wood panel, so the D-rings have a flat side and um, a side that has more of a lip on it. It's nice to go ahead and make sure that that is facing up so that you know, it just doesn't interfere quite as much. So I have my D-rings all attached, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit and show you how we're going to wrap this wire. Okay, so I have my wire here. I like to give myself plenty of wire to work with when I start. So the first thing that I'm going to do is come underneath. So from the inside of the painting, underneath toward the outside edge. And again, like I said, give myself plenty to work with here. It's just a little bit easier to handle it if you've got plenty of wire. So I'm going to crimp it a little bit around that D-ring, bring it in front of the main piece of wire, and then to the back. And trying to just keep everything crimped and tight as I work. So once I have it wrapped around the main piece here, I'm going to come back down through the center, through that middle of the D-ring, and pull it tight again. And this is where having the right picture wire really does help because some of them are just so difficult to handle, difficult to bend and twist. So now that I have that through the center, I'm going to take it in front of this main piece and begin my wraps. So I'm just going to wrap it from the front around to the back, bringing it to the front again and pull it tight. And I'm just going to keep wrapping. I like to do around 6 wraps. You can do more if that feels more comfortable to you, but I think 6 looks nice and gives a nice solid hanger that's not going to slip. Once I have it to the back again, then I'll just use the wire cutters to trim off that little extra that's left. So now as we go to the next side, I'm not going to wrap this one on film for you, but as we go here to the other side, we want to measure out and make sure that we leave ourselves plenty of wire to twist around this next D-ring, but we don't want it to be too loose up here so that over time the wire would start to show above the painting. So just know that it will relax a little bit over time. Measure out, keeping that wire within safely within the edge of the piece that you're hanging. So I would say that maybe about right there is where I want the twist to be. I'm going to measure out enough to give myself plenty of room to work with. I'm such a saver, so I hate to waste, but I'd rather have a little bit more here than not enough. Let's go ahead and just wrap it. Since we're here, let's go ahead and I'll just show you how we do the other side. So again, measuring, making sure to keep it well within the top of the piece. Again, I'm going to come in from the inside of the piece toward the outside. Measure again, and then crimp it over. So now I'm going to go front, around to the back, pulling it tight, and then back down through the D-ring. I hope you can see that. It's a little bit hard to film. So I'm just crimping it, squeezing it, pulling that as tight as I can. And now I'm ready to start my wraps. So front to back, just pulling it really as tight as I can after each wrap and sort of pulling it tight so that the wraps stay very close together. And grab my nippers. These are not the best nippers. So there it is, a nicely wired piece. Looks very, very good. It's very solid and really, really easy to do. Let me go ahead and flip over this piece so that you can see the pretty artwork and my pretty bluebird. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that you won't hesitate to put wire hangers on the back of your art too.